Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for April 15th of 2025 is titled Planetary Nebula NGC 1514 from Webb. So what do we see here? Well, here we see the end state of a star much like our own sun, and that is a planetary nebula. Now, a planetary nebula is, as I've said, what happens at the end of life of a star like our sun. And as that happens, the star begins to collapse in its interior. It collapses down to a core about the size of Earth. And that's the bright object at the center here. That is called a white dwarf star. So it gets that name because it's very small. It is a tiny object about the size of Earth, but still about the mass of our own sun. And it appears white in color because of its high temperature. Remember, this was originally the core of the star at millions and hundreds of millions of degrees, which is now cooling off, but still at many thousands of degrees, many tens of thousands of degrees in temperature. And around that are the outer layers. So as the core collapses, the outer layers expand outward and then become a planetary nebula. Now, the planetary nebulae can come in various different shapes. Some, such as the ring nebula that we look at occasionally, is just kind of a ring of material around the star that expands outward. This one, as you'll see, looks a little bit different. There's a little bit more structure here. In fact, more of an hourglass shape. And what it may actually be, we see it as an hourglass shape, but it really probably is a cylindrical planetary nebula. Now, why would it do that? Well, one of the interesting things here is that that star is actually a binary star. There are actually two stars here. So two stars working together in their orbits as material is expelled outward may actually make things look a little bit different than we would normally see. Normally, you'd expect those outer layers just to be expelled outward. And that would be the end of it. They'd be expelled outward and they'd form like a spherical region around it. And that would just continue outward into space. But here, because we have more than one star involved, there's a lot more going on that can cause different effects. And we see that as we look at various planetary nebulae. We can see all sorts of different structures relating to whether they may be in a single star, or maybe in a multiple star system, or maybe we don't completely understand the planetary nebula process. How does that outer layer shed? Is it always shed all at once? Or does it only get shed in bits and pieces? So could you have times where there are multiple expulsions of material from the star that would then cause different layers? And those give us some of the different views that we get of as we look at the variety of planetary nebulae that exist within our galaxy. So that was our picture of the day for April 15th of 2025. It was titled Planetary Nebula NGC 1514 from Webb. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be in a cat's eye. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.